Hey you guys, Damon D'Amico here, D'Amico Dance Company in Houston, Texas. This is Kristen Reinhardt. She's going to help me out with the advanced class recap West Coast Swing on April 13th. So we ended up doing a piece of Kevin Kane and Janelle Guido. They did a really cool dance at Rose City. It was called Rose City. Yes, Rose City. And that's in Oregon, I think, Portland, Oregon. And they did some really cool stuff and we played with the idea. So we started off like this. Here's what happens. I'll show you from this side all the way through. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and catch her back. 2 guys went under and turned around, and then the ladies worked around the dude and underneath, and we added this little duck for the guys because Kristen absolutely loves to make the guys duck when she's social dancing. It's a true story. Okay? All right, so I'm standing there when I'm dancing with her, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go down. All right, so this first part is like a 3-beat hit, so we're getting the ladies to over-rotate. On a normal J-hook lead, the lady would stop and back down the slot, but I'm giving her a little extra rotation, and it also helps that I'm moving in opposition to her, so we use this as a 3-beat hit. So this goes 1, 2, 3, get her to replace on count 4, so that ends up being basically a 4-count pattern. So we bring her through and we go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, we're going to wrap the lady, but if you guys stay ahead on this side of the lady and you give her a wrap, she's thinking it's going to be like a wrap and roll, so the lady would stop facing forward. However, if you gave the lady a free spin from here and let go, she would do 1.5 and naturally turn to face you, which is what the ladies are programmed to do from birth up until this point, right? So what we're doing is keeping the lady in a wrap, and she's thinking stop facing forward unless you give her enough rope that she gets to backward for the standard amount 1.5. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, wrap her, but allow her to go ahead and make that third half. So instead of her facing that way, she's facing this way. That's just a triple. That goes 5 and 6. Kevin did this really cool thing where he slid past her right here. You're welcome to look at the video and do that. And the ladies go out for 7 and 8, 7 and 8. And that's how that ended up happening. So I'm going to do that one more time so you can see that. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. From here, we bring the lady in. This is spin, but we're in line with her. Rather than opening the door and giving her a spin past our left side, we stay single file. The ladies will freak out a touch. So when you go to give her this spin, pick up the hand, draw a circle around her head while she's moving in line with you. So this goes 1, 2, pick it up, 3 and 4 and 5. When you give the lady the extra spin, that's what her count will turn into naturally, 3 and 4 and 5. Meanwhile, Kevin went ahead and did normal timing. So he went 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. She goes 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6. So she goes 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6. While he goes 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So he went 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. From here, he brings her in for a sugar push. He did this with one hand. He went 7, 8, 1 and 2 gave her a rock and go 3, and they hit the music 4. If you don't take this hand and stop her side, more than likely she's not going to want to stop here. You could entice her to do that if you're like a superpower dude, but otherwise you would need to help her here. So a really easier way to do this, Chris had on his Superman shirt tonight, so he was able to do this no problem. But if he wears another shirt next week, it's not going to work. So this goes 7, 8. If you keep both hands, this goes 3 and keep both hands. That was the easy way to do that. Once we got here on the 4, we go 5, 6, 7. All I wanted to do was get her over here 6, 7 and bring her to her left foot on 8 to set her up for a spin. You could free spin the lady from here. What they ended up doing was he took his hand to the side of her head right here. So it's not a duck under the arm, it's just a head whip. So if you ladies practice this, what I would have you do is close your feet and duck your head and stand up. Because at the first step of that spin, your head is clear and you can stand up. Most ladies leave their head down too long and they fall over because their head pulls them over. From there, you would go ahead and step on that triple, but the guy's going to catch your back. So I want to show you again. So it goes 7, 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7. Get her to the 8, 1 and take that off of her neck as she turned around and down to her back to catch her and close. And he steps past her so that she tracks him, and he takes his hand up into his shoulder. The song they were dancing to says something about makeup on his shirt. So when he gets here, he made a big deal out of this. Then Janelle danced past him like this. But Go ahead, you can do that. She dances back like this, cool. Except that Kristen really wants to make me duck. So, I was nice enough to take the hand over my head instead of to the near shoulder, to the far shoulder from her. So this goes 1 and 2, 3. I take it over my head to give her a really good opportunity to make me duck. And then from there she goes away, we do a triple step and out, and that's what it did. So I want to do the whole thing from this other side so you can see the back. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 for the ladies. 6, 7, 8, 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and anchor, step, and whatever you're going to do from there. Thank you very much, Kristen. Great job. Thank you all for watching.